Hi everyone, it's me, Mira, spiritual success coach, breatharian healer, modern shaman, and dancer. Today I'm talking about the energy shifts that are happening. Specifically, it seems like for empaths and sensitives. So it feels like we are being activated, which is about time. um, for so long, I personally have felt like I was here to activate something, to bring something big into this dimension, but that I couldn't quite access it, that it wasn't time yet, or I wasn't really sure how to do that. And now it's changing. Now we are being activated individually and in groups. But so I'm sure that many of you can relate to this. You feel like all of a sudden you're getting massive downloads of information, new knowledge, new light technology, and ancient wisdom, ancient techniques. They're being passed down to you. Your nights feel busier. Your days are spent in a space of recuperating your energy and maybe going through quite a bit of physical symptoms, which is part of the upgrade, and as well as energetic symptoms and emotional releases and purges. So there's a lot going on, and you may be feeling a deeper call. You may be feeling like the fire is being turned up on you. It's getting more intense. You're being called to step into your power, and it's our time. It's our time right now as energy masters. We are here to work in the energetic, work on the astral level, and bring a lot into the physical manifestation. So that is like the general what's happening. But so last night I was just meditating, and it got pretty intense. It felt a lot like plant medicine journeys that I've been on with ayahuasca and wachuma. It was again shifting into, it felt like higher dimensions, and I was being shown just massive information of light energy and sacred geometry, and getting massive downloads of light information. So at one point I said, I am willing to be a conduit for this. And it started just pouring in, just intensely pouring in, almost so much that I felt like my body wouldn't be able to handle it. And I started putting the brakes on, and I started saying, oh, but wait, I'm only willing to be a conduit for a divine, the highest divine love. And then this guidance came in, and it showed me in a visual and also in light information that from a bigger perspective, there is only love, that there is no evil, that evil is a perspective of fear. And it just got so intense and so big that I felt like I would cease to exist. And it just kept expanding and expanding, and at that point I said, okay, I'm willing to be a conduit, and really feeling like that was the call, and that is the call for many of us, perhaps most of us. And so it started just downloading and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and just explosions were happening, explosions of universal energy and different universes that felt like were informing this nervous system. And I did feel like, again, I put my brakes on because it was too much of the unknown. And so I could feel when it was surrendered and it was just pouring in, and then I could feel when I just went, Um, and then that, within just a minute or so, I came back to fully in this dimension, and felt like I was more, just back in this reality. Um, I do feel like it was almost catapulting me into or onto a different timeline, and I put the brakes on. And when I came back to fully here and was just sort of processing what just happened, I realized that I've been calling in some pretty big manifestations. And when I was looking at it, I felt like I was being shifted into a new timeline to bring these, to fully bring these things in that I've been calling in. So, the money manifestation, the soul level manifestation, the being fully surrendered to step into this, being a conduit, being the priestess energy for the divine is what I've been calling in. And so it was shifting me, or quantum jumping, which I don't have a lot of experience with except for in plant medicine. And then I intuitively felt like shifting me onto a new timeline to represent what I've been calling in. But I put the brakes on because of not knowing, the unknown. And I had also had this before when I did plant medicine. And so the reason I want to share this is because I am certain that many of us are going through similar shifts, and they're happening very quickly and with a lot of intense energy. And I feel like many of us on a soul level are calling in bigger manifestations and bigger ways of being. And so if you feel this, if you have this experience of all this energy building up and feeling like you're being catapulted into a different reality or timeline or dimension, space, frequency, I feel like the guidance that was with me last night was really saying to allow this, because this is what we've been asking for. And that when we're truly sourcing from divine love, there is nothing that we have to fear, because there's love or there's fear. And that's the bottom line, is that if we're resonating with love, then there is nothing to fear. If we're in fear, then we're not in love. We're not in alignment with our true soul's essence. And so if we are in a space of fear, being triggered, having to purge and move stuff, then this is purifying us to be able to embody more love. And so we really can't lose in that respect. I do think it's important to always have an intention to expand into bigger spaces of love, a bigger capacity of love, and to share and radiate that, but to be aware of when we're not coming from that place. And everything that we ultimately want is on the other side of fear, is in a space of love. And the other thing that I'm really getting is that destructive tendencies and behaviors will never shift from a negative space. So it really is love that comes in to create or guide us into a bigger transformation. So it is intense. We are getting lots of information, but deep down inside, we all know that this is what we came for, that this is why we were born into this incarnation, and that this is our time. For so long, as empaths and sensitives, we were in touch with the powers inside of us, but it wasn't time. It wasn't time. And so many of us have judged ourselves as not getting there fast enough, not evolving as fast as other teachers, healers, leaders, not being behind. And now I'm seeing that that really wasn't the case, that there is a time for everyone to come into their skill set and their powers and their genius. And it is the empath's time right now to be the leaders, the pioneers, and to really step into a completely new way of being, and to lead by example and be that tuning fork for everybody else. And we really are creating the timeline right now. So what happens in December, what happens in January is being created right now. And so energy masters, this is the time to work on the astral, to create the timeline and the end that we want. It's waiting for us to decide. And it's real easy to get drawn into the lack matrix or the fear that is being just thrown at us. It's bombarding us right now. It's real easy to get stuck in lazy patterns, basically. It's real lazy to get triggered and go straight into blame. You're blaming the person that triggered you. It's real easy to take sides, and on either side of a debate or an argument, we're wasting our time as energy masters, because we're not here to do that. We're not here to play he said, she said, you're right, I'm right, you're wrong. We're not here. That's not our game. And it's time for us to step up and create the ending that we desire. Or, said better than that, is the beginning that we want. We're not here as victims to live on default and to live like everybody else. So, it is scary. It is unknown, but this is our playground, and this is what we're here to do. And we've known our whole lives that we're not like everybody else. Not that we're superior. In fact, most of us have put ourselves under everybody else, and that's not true either. We just have a certain job to do here, and it's now time. And we are here to work in the energetic realm, the astral realm, to use our gifts in the unseen and bring it into this reality. So all of creation is waiting for us to step up right now, and not in a pressured way, but in a way that we naturally do, and in a way that we've been called to do. It just hasn't been time yet. So I encourage you to really take the time to close your eyes and go deep within and allow the downloads to come in, and to make a different choice than what I did last night, putting on the brakes, to really surrender to the unknown, because it's not there to hurt you. It is there to activate. And many of us are getting extreme downloads right now because we are being activated, and it's nothing to fear. And so, my guidance last night was to take the time to make a priority make meditation a priority, make that alone time that you're really sinking in, and also embodiment. So yoga, anything active, can be martial arts, it can be walking out in nature, it can be dancing. Take it to the next level of embodiment and let it move and fully get into your body, feel it, and let it come out in that natural way. And whatever you feel, like it's the little compulsions that you feel, the little I should do this now, those are the things to follow right now. Those little inclinations, those little, ooh, I got to do this. Follow those in all the little ways throughout the day, because we're getting activated in ways that we never have before, and it's coming in mysterious ways. We're dealing with the great mystery. We're working with the great mystery. And so it's coming in mysterious, but also really fascinating ways. And it's really exciting to be able to work on the level that we're accustomed to working on and have it be able to finally move into the 3D, the earth realm. The other thing that I was guided to do is to purify the body, to really drink activated water, and then to dry fast. Also work with prana energy. So personally was guided to do dry fasting and the breatharian work, which activates, it makes more room for the prana to really come in more fully. And so I'm going to prepare for a time again to do a dry fast and to really use and dive into the pranic work with that, to really enable these huge downloads to fully come in. Because when our body is toxic, or when we're really distracted, then the downloads won't fully always come in. So if you're new here, hit subscribe, and if you've also been having these experiences, I would love to hear about it and share and compare notes, and just really help activate each other and work together on this journey, because it's new, but it's also familiar to us. So I think it's helpful for us that are going through it to really talk about it and do this as a team. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm sure that there will be many more conversations about it and about where it's going and what's happening, to really be able to integrate it all. And the one other thing that I forgot to mention is that when the first thing that goes, if we're constantly triggered and kind of put into a fight or flight state, is self-love and pampering and giving to self and taking time for self. And so this is the most important aspect, I believe, of really being able to be activated, is taking that time. So there is no accident that what we're being bombarded with is taking us out of that. So my invitation to you is to be aware of when you're getting triggered and you're choosing to go into fight or flight, or when your body has automatically gone into fight or flight. I invite you in that moment to choose pampering and self-love. So choose to stop and go take a long bath with oils, or choose to take time to meditate, or stop and get into nature. Like, just hack into it right away and go do something that is soothing, that gives you solace, because that will reset you in a very essential way. And this is important for us because the collective is in a perpetual state of fight or flight right now, and blaming, attacking, getting triggered back and forth, going into reaction mode. And so we don't have to fall into that. That is not something that just has to happen. We have a choice, and we need to make a different choice, because again, we're not here to, that's not our job. That, it just isn't. Some people may feel like it's their job to defend, but it's not. Our job is to create and to work with energy and to transmute energy and to shift it into a greater, higher frequency, higher vibration, higher density creation. So with that said, that's my invitation to you, is take time to pamper, to self-love, anything that's filling you up and giving you that that feeling of being fully saturated with love, make that a priority, and catch yourself in the moment, because it's easy to get triggered. It's intense. It's a bit scary at times. So just, you have the power to shift out of that right away. And so let's all do this together and build it up and be examples of where we're going, because a lot of people, it's not their job, so they don't know. And we are here to implement it and to be living it, to be the living examples. So yes, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. And you know, even if you resonate with this but don't feel like you're an empath, that's great. It's just a label, and labels aren't that important. I just use the word to invite the people that know that they're different and know that they are having different experiences and know that they're ultra sensitive. It's just a word that is put on it. But if you resonate with this, then this is for you. And I look forward to working with you.